Welcome to Canada Inside, where clarity meets courage, and every truth deserves to be heard. While mainstream voices push the same tired stories, here we dig deeper, question the powerful, and reveal what others won't. You won't get empty headlines, you'll get context, facts, and real talk. So hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell, and more importantly, make your voice count in the comments. Because together, we'll bring truth back to Canadian politics. François Legault is currently in France on what seems like a fairly routine economic mission, promoting Quebec's aerospace industry at the Paris Air Show. Officially, it's about selling the province, attracting investors, and showcasing francophone innovation. But in the background, a single remark he made is making waves back home. A comment that quietly awakens one of the most powerful political ghosts in Canadian history, Charles de Gaulle, and his legendary Vive le Québec libre speech in Montreal, 1967. In front of the cameras, Legault dared to reinterpret that moment. He claimed that de Gaulle's message wasn't a call for Quebec independence, but rather an invitation for Quebec's French-speaking population to take their place within Canada. In other words, Legault reframes it, rewrites it, really, to fit today's political comfort zone. And this rewrite hasn't gone unnoticed. Not by historians. Not by those who lived through it. And certainly not by those who see this revisionism as a clear political signal that Quebec has given up its sovereign ambitions in favor of a softer, federally compliant form of nationalism. The issue isn't that Legault changed his mind. He admitted it himself, "I used to be a sovereigntist." The issue is that he now wants to drag history along with him. De Gaulle was not neutral. He was not vague. The archives confirm it. His ministers confirm it. As early as 1963, he wrote privately that French Canada would necessarily become a state, and that France should act accordingly. When he stepped onto the balcony of Montreal's City Hall in 1967, he knew exactly what he was saying, and what it would spark. Yet today, François Legault seeks to soften that truth. Maybe to reassure investors. Maybe to please Ottawa. Maybe to align with Mark Carney's New Canada, a centralized, sanitized vision of the Federation, where identity politics are inconvenient distractions. But historical revisionism, even when politely dressed, is still a betrayal to those who haven't forgotten. To those who know that Quebec's identity has never been about simply taking its place inside Canada, but about defending its culture, its language, and yes, its power. And here's where the discomfort really begins. While Legault seems intent on blending Quebec deeper into the federal fold, leaders like Danielle Smith are doing the opposite, reminding Ottawa that federalism is not a one-way street. That a country, in order to remain united, must acknowledge its internal imbalances. Must correct them. Must respect the strength of its regions. While Alberta demands more control, more fairness, and more economic sovereignty, Quebec, under Legault, appears content to step back, to conform. This isn't just disappointing for former sovereigntists. It's troubling for anyone who still believes in real provincial autonomy. For anyone watching Ottawa dictate energy policy, immigration quotas, taxation, and wondering what's left for local governments to govern. This is not about separation. It's about accountability. About balance. About telling the truth. By denying the clear intent behind de Gaulle's words, Legault isn't just rewriting history, he's sending a political message. One of alignment. Of surrender. For many, this isn't a bold step forward, it's quiet capitulation. You can believe in progress without abandoning principle. But that takes a spine. And in politics, that spine is often built on memory, on truth, and on respect for those who stood up before us. Meanwhile, the Liberals in Ottawa continue their push for centralization. Mark Carney, polished, rational, composed, represents the smooth continuity of the federal establishment. No scandals. No outrage. Just a clear, quiet vision of Canada, modern, uniform, where cultural distinctions are less important than climate targets, economic graphs, and international trade. In this version of Canada, strong provinces, independent-minded provinces, are problems to manage, not voices to hear. For an increasing number of Canadians, especially in the West, and among traditionally minded francophones, this narrative no longer holds. They see in Danielle Smith, in Pierre Poilievre, and in the broader conservative movement, a chance to reset the balance. Not to turn back time, but to remind Ottawa that Canada cannot be governed like a corporate board. That the voices of the regions matter. That history must not be erased to appease the politics of the day. And that's exactly why Legault's remarks are so striking. Because they don't happen in a vacuum. They fit into a larger pattern of quiet political repositioning, where convictions are replaced with strategies. This wasn't a gaffe. It was a choice. So what's left? What do we do with this moment? We keep speaking. We keep asking hard questions. We stay alert. And we build platforms like Canada Inside, where facts matter, where spin gets stripped away, and where the voices they want you to ignore can finally be heard. Because behind every soft denial of truth, there's a battle for meaning. And in that battle, we all have a role. Stick with us. Subscribe. Hit the bell. Share this video. Because it's time to bring the truth back into Canada's political conversation, and to make sure history belongs to those who lived it, not those trying to rewrite it. At Canada Inside, we'll keep tracking these critical developments, cutting through distractions to expose what really matters. Subscribe, stay sharp, and join us as we uncover the forces shaping Canada's tomorrow. Because truth deserves a voice, and here, your voice has power. Let's reclaim the conversation together.